Hey everyone! One of the biggest headaches I see new and even experienced editors wrestle with is pricing. Like, how much should you actually charge in the current market? It sounds simple, but it turns into this mental game where you're either terrified of losing clients or stuck doing work that pays too little. Too low and you burn out, too high and the client ghosts you. So how do you find that middle ground? A rate that reflects your skill, helps you grow, and actually sells today? Before we jump into the step-by-step, let's clear up why so many editors stumble here. There are three big things that hold people back from charging what they're worth. First, the fear of rejection can be paralyzing for many new freelancers. A lot of folks are terrified to put a higher number on a quote because they imagine the client saying no. But pricing is just part of a conversation, and clients absolutely expect some negotiation to happen. If someone says no to your initial number, that's not a failure. It's just a clear mismatch you can learn from. Learn the feedback from that interaction and move on to the next opportunity quickly. Second, we have to conquer that nagging feeling of imposter syndrome every single day. I have heard editors say countless times, "I've only been editing for a month. I cannot possibly charge that rate." The truth is, while experience matters, it isn't the sole factor that determines your value. If your editing work genuinely moves the needle for a client, that is ultimately what they are paying you to deliver. The third major hurdle is simply having ignorance about what the current market standards actually are. If you don't research what other professionals are charging, you will inevitably underprice your own excellent services. The great news is that all three of these obstacles are completely fixable once you implement a solid framework. So, what are the specific factors that actually influence the price you should be setting? You need to think of rate setting as more than just a single number. It's a combination of elements that must balance client value with your fair compensation. The first element is your personal skill level and overall experience in the field. Are you a complete beginner, an intermediate editor, or someone who is truly an established expert? If you're just starting out, your initial rates will likely be lower as you focus on building out a strong portfolio. For very basic long-form edits, new editors often commonly charge in the low hundreds for a standard deliverable. Mid-level editors who bring in animation, stylized cuts, and faster turnarounds can command a few $100s per project. Top-tier editors doing complex motion graphics, deep color grading, and 3D work can charge significantly more, especially for major corporate projects. To put it another way, you must price what you can actually accomplish for the client, not simply how long you have personally been editing videos. The second major consideration is the actual project type that you have been commissioned to complete. You wouldn't logically price a 5-second TikTok as the same rate as a 20-minute documentary film. Short, simple YouTube edits that are mainly just basic cuts, some B-roll, and light music tweaks will naturally be on the cheaper end of the scale. Engaging, highly edited shorts with punchy on-screen animations and strong hooks will cost more per individual clip. Heavy motion graphics, detailed 3D work, or hyper-realistic animated sequences are in a completely different pricing league. Therefore, you need to clearly define your specific offerings: simple cuts, viral short-form edits, and high-end animated projects, and price each category appropriately. The third component is understanding the client type that is actually writing the check. Creators and small emerging influencers typically operate with smaller marketing budgets, so you should anticipate lower rates in that area. Small businesses and marketing agencies have more capital allocated and are generally more likely to meet your mid to high range pricing expectations. What about large corporate clients, or those with significant advertising spends? They often possess the largest budgets available and carry a high expectation for top-tier quality, so your rates must accurately reflect that requirement. Okay, now that you understand the major levers that affect your rate, how do you actually lock in a number that feels genuinely right? You must start by conducting thorough research and focusing your attention on the value provided, not just the hours you spend. Actively join established editor communities on platforms like Reddit, Discord, and private Facebook groups. These resources are absolutely gold. Make a friendly, upfront post asking your peers what they typically charge for similar types of work you are looking to price. Most experienced editors will be more than willing to share general pricing ranges if you approach them with genuine curiosity. Next, try sending a simple direct message to editors whose work you genuinely admire for some real insider intel. A simple DM asking something like, "How did you decide your rates when you were first starting out?" can yield fantastic information. Don't immediately expect a reply from huge creators, as they get thousands of messages, but smaller, dedicated professionals often write back. Finally, you must master value-based math by estimating exactly what your finished edit brings to the client's bottom line revenue. For example, if a coach closes 10 clients a month at $250 each, that's $2,500 in revenue. If your editing helps bump that number to 13 clients, you have directly influenced an extra $750 in monthly earnings for them. Charging them $600 a month for your service then becomes easily defensible as a direct investment for their business. This type of powerful calculation takes some practice, but it instantly makes your sales conversations significantly easier. Now, let's quickly discuss pricing structure. The classic choice between hourly billing versus project-based fees. Both of these structures come with their own distinct set of advantages and disadvantages that you need to weigh. Hourly billing ensures you are paid for every single minute you actively spend working on the client's job. This method is inherently fair when the project scope is loose or the number of required revisions is completely unpredictable from the start. However, hourly rates severely punish you for being fast and efficient because you earn less than a slower editor charging the exact same rate. Furthermore, billing by the hour can create strange incentive loops where clients might start feeling they are paying for your time and efficiency. Project-based pricing, on the other hand, involves you setting a single, clean, flat fee for the entirety of the agreed-upon job. This model is significantly cleaner and easier to manage for the vast majority of creative projects you will encounter. The faster and more confident you become at executing the work, the higher your effective hourly rate actually becomes, and the client always gets cost certainty. I strongly recommend sticking to project-based fees for any predictable and repeatable editing tasks, reserving hourly for vague scopes or client requests. So when exactly should you be making the move to increase your existing prices? There are 3 very clear market signals that tell you it is the right time: overwhelming demand, skill elevation, and client quality upgrade. If you are consistently turning down new work because your schedule is fully booked solid, that is a crystal clear sign you need to raise your rates immediately. If your technical skills level up, perhaps you master a new animation technique or complex color grading workflow, your price absolutely must reflect that new expertise. And if you start winning larger, better funded clients who seek premium work, do not be shy about bumping your fee because they expect to pay well for excellence. Here is the most important kicker though. None of these pricing strategies actually matter if you cannot consistently deliver high-quality content both reliably and quickly. In the modern market, a truly high-quality editor is expected to deliver far more than just trimming a few clips together. Clients now demand speed, edits perfectly optimized for each specific platform, smart hook placement, and assets that genuinely perform well. This is precisely where modern workflow tools start making a serious, tangible difference in your business capabilities. I have been rigorously testing several AI-driven editing suites lately, and one platform that consistently stands out is Vizard. It's not a magic wand that replaces your fundamental editing skills, but it solves a bunch of practical, time-consuming problems that directly boost your overall pricing power. The reason I bring up a dedicated tool is that you cannot truly scale your business only by charging higher rates. You must scale by delivering significantly more value much faster. Vizard specifically helps in a few real, impactful ways by automatically finding the most viral moments in long videos and turning them into ready-to-post clips. It can also auto-schedule all of that new content directly to your platforms, meaning you don't have to constantly babysit the posting process. Plus, it gives you a unified content calendar to manage and track every single clip across all the different social channels you use. Those advanced features mean you can actually produce more client content, clearly show the ROI of your editing, and offer packaged services that justify much higher monthly retainers. Let me be completely honest about the landscape of other tools available to you right now. Some basic AI editors are cheap, but they are surface level. They chop clips but miss the real context and viral hooks that matter most. Others might have very strong editing capabilities, but feature terrible scheduling or no integrated calendar, forcing you to juggle multiple different apps constantly. Then there are the massive enterprise platforms that attempt to do everything, but they cost a small fortune and often lock you into rigid plans that don't suit smaller creators. Vizard successfully manages to sit right in that practical sweet spot, better at spotting viral moments than basic tools, simpler than enterprise suites, and it ties editing directly to publishing. That specific combination is what enables you to scale your output significantly without having to personally add more working hours to your week. Here's how you can effectively use a tool like this to justify much higher rates without sounding pushy or arrogant. You must always show measurable impact. When you can point to a batch of shorts your process created that hit specific view counts, clients start seeing your service as genuine marketing, not just post-production work. This crucial shift moves the client conversation away from "how much do you charge?" to the much better question, "how much is this worth if it actively grows my audience?" Here are a few practical tips if you decide to leverage Vizard or any similar integrated workflow platform for your business. You should immediately start by offering tiered packages like basic editing, a mid-tier with auto clips and scheduling, or a premium option with a full weekly posting calendar. Clients inherently love having clear choices to select from when making a purchasing decision. Next, you must learn to price for actual outcomes. reasonably tying a portion of your fee to demonstrable results, like increased engagement or a smoother posting rhythm. This method is fair to everyone involved and is significantly more compelling when you are trying to close a sale. Utilize the system's auto-clip function to rapidly test several different video hooks, which provides you with crucial data for justifying future rate increases. This process reduces the perceived risk for the client while simultaneously gathering you the necessary data to confidently raise your prices later. Finally, let's be realistic. Becoming a high-earning editor in this modern landscape requires two core components: excellent skill and strong systems. The skills part comes from dedicated practice, mastering your core software, leveling up in motion graphics, and learning viral editing patterns. Systems, however, come from implementing tools and reliable processes that allow you to rinse and repeat your best work consistently, like batch editing and automated scheduling. If you are genuinely serious about charging more money, begin today by auditing your entire current workflow from start to finish. Take a moment to calculate how long a typical short-form video actually takes you from the moment you start editing. Then ask yourself if you could trim 30 to 50% of that time by automating the mundane, repetitive tasks like clip selection and final scheduling. If the answer to that question is yes, you have automatically built a solid case for charging higher rates because you can now deliver significantly more value per hour. And when you combine that automated efficiency with proven value-based pricing that shows clients how your edits drive leads, views, or direct conversions, bumping your rates becomes completely natural. Look, achieving perfect pricing is never going to happen right away. You will certainly adjust, you will inevitably lose some gigs along the way, and you will win even better ones soon after. The ultimate goal is to transition from relying on pure guesswork to implementing a repeatable, scalable system. Know your market, productize your service, use tools to scale, and price based on delivered value. If you commit to that approach in the coming year, you will not only stop underselling your talent, but you will actively grow a truly sustainable editing business. If you are interested, I can personally help you draft a tailored price menu based on your current skills and the specific clients you want to target. Alternatively, I can walk you through how to present these powerful Vizard-enabled packages to prospects so the offering feels like a natural upgrade, not a forced advertisement. Drop a comment right now letting me know which you'd prefer, and I will put together examples you can copy directly. Thank you so much for sticking around until the very end. I will be dropping more practical videos like this every single week. Take care, everyone, and go out there to make edits that finally pay you exactly what you deserve for your incredible skill.